I think I didn't eat too much in those days when I did a film. I would just go on a very, very low carb, high protein diet. Especially if I had a shot with no shirt, I would dehydrate. So I would just drink Diet Coke, no water. Not very good for you, by the way, but it made you look ripped, so. Hi, I'm Dolph Lundgren. The internet's a place where people have a lot to say. Today we're gonna read the comments and respond. So this is Don't Read the Comments. What's this guy eating and benching to look like this? Well, I'm smoking a cigar. What am I eating? Well, I think I had lobster that night. That was New Year's Eve. Normally I try to have a great breakfast. I think that's the beginning of the day. It's important. And then to eat quite a bit because the food makes you train rather than the other way around. And benching, well, I got a shoulder injury at the moment, so I don't do a lot of heavy benching. I do more shoulder pressing and the machine, the bench press machine. While filming Rocky IV, Sylvester Stallone asked Dolph Lundgren to hit him for real. Lundgren agreed and then hit him so hard Stallone had to spend 9 days recovering in intensive care. In a later interview, Lundgren showed no sympathy, stating, "All I did was obey orders." Okay, is that what I said? Well, we both got hit. This is Rocky IV. 1985, there's no CGI. Everything has to happen on screen, in camera. So we both got hit, especially to the body. You know, we shot for 2 weeks, that last fight in Vancouver, and then I came back to LA and the producer calls me and said, "Hey Dolph, you got a couple of weeks off." I'm like, "Great, what's going on?" "Oh, Slice in the hospital." Then I heard they blamed me for it. I think it was like an insurance scam or something. I mean, I did hit him, but I think he was overworked. He wrote the picture, he directed. He was fighting me in the ring, and in those days, I was pretty good shape. Here is me and a little kitten. Oh, it's our son, Bello. "I must pet you." Yeah, the Rocky quote, I hear it quite a bit. Driving down Santa Monica, and there's a cop car going the other way, and the guy gets on the loudhailer and goes, "If he dies, he dies." There's something about the one-liner. "I'll be back," or "make my day." Some writers write this beautiful dialogue and win the Academy Award and nobody remembers it. And then you'll have somebody go, "You're looking at me? You're talking to me?" Whatever. Then, people remember it forever. So I've been lucky to have a few of those things myself. Dolph Lundgren as He-Man in Masters of the Universe. Freaking love how the 80s was basically full of these super buff barbarian style characters. Between Conan, He-Man, Beastmaster, Red Sonja, and so on. Well, the thing is, in the 80s, if you did an action movie, there was no CGI, you couldn't wear a muscle suit like you do today, so that's why guys like me, or Van Damme, or Arnold, they came up, because they had real muscles, you see. My main memory was I was freezing my butt off, because my costume was the size of a stamp, just down here in the genital area, and there was a couple of straps. I was basically naked through the whole movie, more or less. So my memory is being cold at night and trying to hide behind my little leather stamp. All right, picture of me, Sly, Van Damme. Which legend was the strongest, the wildest? Well, strongest, Lou Ferrigno, maybe? Just not in the picture, but I used to train with him. Used to do 30 sets of back, I remember that. 2 hours of just back workout. The wildest, well, it was either Van Damme or He-Man. I don't know, one of the two. It's got 5 of my characters. There's Universal Soldier, there's He-Man, there's Punisher, Ivan Drago, and there's Gunnar Jensen, who would win. Yeah, it's a tough one. Gunnar's got a gun and a knife. He's got a pretty good shot. The Punisher has an M60 machine gun. He-Man's got a sword, but it's like a magical sword. Drago has just his fists. I think they'd kill him first. Sorry, Yvonne. And then you got Sergeant Scott. He's got grenades and a machine gun. I think Scott would maybe do it. And he's a Universal Soldier, so he can die and come back, so it's perfect. When will be Expendables 4? Well, we shot Expendables 4 this past fall in London, Bulgaria, and Greece. And I think it'll be a great film. It's a bigger budget than the others. New people in there, 50 Cent's in it, Megan Fox. There's Andy Garcia doing his acting thing. Of course, myself, Statham, Stallone, Randy Couture, and a few other assorted bad guys. So I think it'll be a good film. Oh my God. This is what you do to stay healthy and in shape. Oh yeah, this is from Norway, and it was cold and it was snowing, and my foot was hurting because I got an injury, and I grabbed a glass of wine, went out there, it was like 10 below, sat in the snow. The wine got cold, but I helped my ankle injury. It was, I would recommend it. Here is a shot of me and Sly during Creed 2. The comment is, Dolph, great looking, nearly picture perfect physique and a degree in chemistry. You gotta be kidding me. Listen, that picture is funny because Sly and I were doing an interview and I played Ivan Drago as an old guy and I got gray hair. They made my hair grayer and grayer. And Sly's got gray hair. So we did this interview and Sly turns to the camera and goes, hey, we're wearing makeup, okay? I don't look like this for It's like, Sly, you're supposed to, he would wipe his off all the time. Like, the makeup people were like upset with him. Like, he didn't want to look old. Dolph Lundgren on healing and forgiveness. Oh yeah, it was a TED Talk I did. And somebody says, it's nice to know there are good people in the world who want to help others who are hurting. Well, yeah, I had a lot of pain as a kid. It took me years and years to get over it. I only really started dealing with it when I was in my late 40s. Before that, I just used it as an actor or used it, as a fighter. But they came to me, wanted to do a TED Talk, so I decided to speak about healing and forgiveness. Because in order to be able to forgive others, you have to forgive yourself first, and you have to heal yourself first, then you can help others. And that's what the talk was about. It's amazing how many men have these experiences, and a lot of women, it's more accepted for them to speak out about their pain and hurt, but most guys don't because they're supposed to just take it. About a few months later, I was coming into LAX and my driver was outside waiting, but the cops move everybody around. But I came out there and there was this motorcycle cop, LAPD. I said, hey, thanks, officer, you're doing a great job, appreciate it. And he goes, I love your movies, man, but I love your TED Talk better. Dolly Parton with Dolph Lundgren, oh wow. That's right. That suit jacket looks a bit big, doesn't it? Yeah, I was on her show. I couldn't remember who I was, but I think we did a sketch together, some kind of romantic comedy moment or something. I remember seeing her before I got into business. I lived in New York on the Lower West Side, and there was a film crew, and she was there, and then this guy comes out in his white suit, Sylvester Stallone. They're doing this film called, he plays a country and western star. Sly sang in that movie. I don't know if you should know that. So I'd seen both Stallone and her before. Yeah, she's a nice lady. Oh, this is this goofy Old Spice ad I'm doing at the moment. It's a young Dolph Lundgren. He looks like me, but not like me. It's a bit too skinny, by the way. Okay, what do I think of the new Old Spice scents? Well, I like the old one. That's the one I wear myself. My dad used to use it in Sweden. The new ones, don't know which one is my favorite yet. I'm gonna have to check them out and get back to you. Now I've heard what the internet had to say, and I responded as best as I could. That's it. Thanks for watching.